Opinion: Ketanji Brown Jackson knows what 1776 meant. In a recent opinion piece, Jamel Bowie reflects on Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's concurrence in the case Trump vs. Barbara, a decision that addressed President Trump's 2025 executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship for certain categories of immigrants. The Supreme Court ruled 6-3 to strike down that order, with 5 justices finding it not only unlawful but also unconstitutional, while the 6th justice concurred only on the grounds of unlawfulness. Justice Clarence Thomas authored the principal dissent, arguing that the 14th Amendment's citizenship clause was a narrow remedy intended solely for the formerly enslaved and does not extend to undocumented immigrants or anyone the president deems to be unlawfully present. Responding to Thomas, Justice Jackson challenges this narrow reading. She points out that the authors of the citizenship clause were informed by decades of activism performed by Black Americans, both free and enslaved, who used the language of equality in the Declaration of Independence to fight bondage and racial discrimination. Jackson highlights the role of the so-called colored conventions, gatherings of Black leaders throughout the antebellum and Reconstruction eras, where delegates articulated a vision of citizenship that was broad, egalitarian, and rooted in birth. Drawing from the records of those conventions, Jackson quotes delegates who demanded a constitution that protected fundamental human rights, including an individual's right to own his body and mind and the right of personal security and protection against injuries to our bodies or good name. These statements, she argues, reveal that the framers of the 14th Amendment understood citizenship as a guarantee of personal autonomy and safety, not a limited privilege tied to a specific racial or legal status. Bowie connects Jackson's concurrence to his own earlier essay on the revolutionary meaning of the Declaration of Independence. In that essay, he showed how Black Americans, through their protests, petitions, and conventions, gave life to the Declaration's promise of equality, turning its words into a tool against slavery and segregation. By reading Jackson's concurrence alongside that essay, Bowie suggests we see two parts of the same story: the long struggle of Black Americans to claim their freedom and, in doing so, to shape a broader, more inclusive definition of citizenship for the United States. The significance of Jackson's view extends beyond the immediate case. If the citizenship clause is read as a broad guarantee, then efforts to restrict birthright citizenship based on ancestry or immigration status face a stronger constitutional hurdle. Conversely, accepting Thomas's narrow interpretation would allow future administrations to exclude large groups of people from the full protections of citizenship, undermining the egalitarian ideals that Black activists fought to embed in the nation's founding documents. As the nation celebrates the 4th of July, Jackson's concurrence reminds us that the meaning of 1776 is not fixed, it continues to be shaped by those who insist that the promise of liberty applies to everyone born on American soil. Thanks for listening.